Thank you. On behalf of Friends of Karura and together with our partner, the Kenya Forest Service, we are glad to welcome you again to Karura Forest. My name is Chantal. I am a member of the board of Friends of Karura, and I'm also the assistant treasurer and also the chair of the Scientific Advisory Committee for Karura. We are very strong in research in Karura. We have a department for research, which is headed by Katrina, who talked to you earlier. And also in education, we have Lucy Njoka, who is managing the education department and is hosting some 20,000 school children visiting the forest every year for their nature studies. You have to be a strong person to handle that, and that she is. And Katrina also takes care of about 20 interns, attachments, researchers, volunteers, people coming to Karura Forest to carry out scientific research in one way or the other. So we heard from the previous speakers that a number of things need to be done, and we are glad at Friends of Karura to tell you that we do tick a number of these boxes. For education, we are in. Research, we're also there. And for biodiversity, we have our regeneration project, which has so far carried out replanting, enrichment planting on some 250 hectares of the forest, which means that we have doubled over the years the surface area of indigenous forest in Karura, which is a mixture of natural forest and plantations. As you can see, you have eucalyptus all around you, and the aim ultimately is to transform the forest completely into an indigenous forest. And this will be, of course, very good for our colobus population, because as you know, you were told during the walk, we started off with 142 individual released, and we now have 211, with 86 births over the years. And this is an excellent result, I think, and shows that the translocation project was a complete success. And even if the population increases more, we will have more than enough to handle it in terms of the right trees. We have even set up our own nursery, indigenous nursery, where we have over 70 species of indigenous trees and shrubs for enriching the biodiversity of the forest. So that means that when all those years ago in 2013, we were having a visibility issue as well here in Karura Forest, because really the forest had a bad image as a dangerous place, and we wanted to change that. So we were looking for friendly projects that would improve on our visibility in a positive way. And I've always liked, personally, colobus monkeys very much. I find them beautiful, and they leap in a very spectacular way from tree to tree. So I really like that. And I thought, well, why don't we try to bring some to Karura? So somebody told me that the director of IPR at the time, Dr. Kariuki, was a frequent visitor to the forest. So I gave him a call, asked for a meeting. He said, sure. And I went to see him and said, well, this is what we would like very much to do, and we need some help. And he said, madam, you are my dream come true. I was a bit surprised. Usually you have to plead, and no, he was immediately very enthusiastic about the project, because as Dr. Kivai mentioned, IPR sometimes at that time really had a visibility issue to solve, and this was a project which was going to be known by many people because it's in Nairobi, and very often, I mean, IPR does wonderful work, very often in the back end of nowhere, and nobody knows about it. So this was very good all around. And he immediately said, I've got the right person for you, and introduced us to Peter Fundi. And he said, Peter was a young scientist at the time, and he said, he will do that for you, no problem at all. We did have financing available, so we started off very quickly and learned a lot along the way, because it was one of the first large-scale translocation project for arboreal monkeys. And lots of people wanted to do it, but one thing we do at Karura, we try to stay Kenyan. You know, a lot of well-meaning people offer to help, but we first try to find people from Kenya to handle those projects, and we have by and large succeeded. 95% of our financing of various infrastructure and other projects in the forest have been financed by the Kenyan private sector or NGOs. Very, very few financial resources from outside have been used in Karura. So this is why there's such an ownership of this forest by the people of Kenya. And we're very proud of that. So we would like to thank IPR very much for the help it's given us over the years, together with the KWS, because KWS was a very important part of the translocation project. We had to have vet services from KWS, and that was wonderful. And of course, the Kenya Forest Service, who is always supporting us in all these activities that we carry out. And I would like to mention also that another box that we have ticked here in Karura is our relations with the community. For a start, the community is part of us. The community has representatives on the board of Friends of Karura. And we have made sure that they have benefited a lot from the success of the forest with, like you were told, our 60,000 visitors a month. We have set up, Friends of Karura has set up a scholarship project which has benefited about 300 secondary school students so far, and the numbers are growing all the time. And this has been very popular, of course, with the community, and has changed their view of the forest, which was for them initially a place of danger and something they really didn't want, to a place of opportunity where they make money. We employ some 12,000 casuals a year, daily casuals. We have contract work in forestry regeneration for them, over like 250 a year, something like that. So it's changed their view of the forest and its animals, because you know those are the attractions for the public, and the public pays to get to the forest and the benefit from it, so everybody is happy. So again, thank you to everyone for coming today to Karura Forest. I hope you enjoy your walk, and thank you very much for your attention.